You know, where I live out here in the country, we lose power about 4 or 5 times a year, and it can be very frustrating. And for the last 4 years, I've been looking for some good solar lights to put out here. And every one that I've tried, they'd light up for, you know, a couple hours at dusk, and then they would just peter out and they would die. And then they would finally come back, even in full sun. They would come back on again the following night, and they just didn't last. And I've tried a lot of them until someone recommended these here. These lights here, I like them so much that I went and bought 8 of them, and they're all over my property because they last all night long, depending on the mode. Now you set the mode to determine how much you want them to come on, and I'll explain the 4 modes. But basically the mode that I have is that they're dim mode all night long unless they detect motion. The motion is within like 3 meters or 15 feet, and then they come on at full brightness when they detect motion, and then after a few seconds they go back to dim again, which is the setting that I like. But all of the ones that I have around my property last all night long, that they'll shine all night, except for 2 of them that I have on the north side of my shed, and it doesn't get much sun over there at all. Even with the extension bar, it doesn't protrude out enough to get full sun. So it's only getting transient light, but even then they last for 4 or 5 hours. They'll last up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, Innogear did not pay me to do this review. They didn't send me the lights. I have nothing to do with them. They never contact me or anything. I bought these on my own because they were recommended to me. And I'll tell you what, they are the absolute best solar lights that I've used so far. So I will put a link below to where you can go out and take a look at them, to where I bought them. And I got to tell you, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So let me give you a complete rundown of these little lights, all right? Okay, so this is the Innogear SL2P solar gutter lights. Now, don't let the word gutter kind of throw you off. The only reason it's called a gutter light is because it comes with extensions that allow you to protrude out away from a gutter so that it'll catch the sunlight. Basically all that means. Now it comes with 2 lights, and I've already had these apart, so it comes in nice foam sleeves here, and it comes also with these 2 extensions right here that of course allow you to extend it out. It comes with a manual and a registration card, and these 3 screws here. Now these 3 screws are for either mounting the mounting bracket so that you could use the extension, or you can direct mount it right here with these 2. So you put the 2 screws in the wall, and this just sets on right like that. Now I have done both. I've got a bunch of these around my property, and I've done both, and they work really well. Now this screw here is what allows you to use the extension bar. You just screw this in here like this, and then when you screw this down, make sure that you don't use like a cordless drill or anything on it. Make sure you just use a regular screwdriver on it, and don't reef on it too hard, because this is an aluminum bar and it will strip out. So you want to just be careful with that. And you'll notice that it's a slight angle that allows you to be able to angle it to catch the sun. Now if your sun of course is coming from this direction, then of course you'd angle it up a little bit to catch it. I am going to mount it in the north garden, so the sun is coming kind of from this direction, and so I need to angle it a little bit to catch the sun that way. So keep that in mind. Now I can't direct mount this because it's going on a 4x4, and this is too far apart for the 4x4. So I'm going to use the mounting bracket here. I'm going to go ahead and screw this down nice and tight, and then screw this onto here. Well, I'm going to screw this into the 4x4 right here with these 2 screws, and then I'm going to mount this on here. Now let me show you, it's got 4 modes. Let me show you how these work. Now this has 4 modes, so let me run through them for you. I hope you can see it because I'm outside in the sun, but you hold the mode button down once, and it blinks once. Now what that means is that it lights up for 1/4 of the brightness from dusk till dawn. In other words, all night long. Okay, as soon as it gets dark, it comes on 1/4 brightness, and then it goes off when morning comes. Now the second mode, which is 2 blinks, like that.
Now what that is 1/2 brightness from dusk till dawn all night long. We hold it down again, and this is the one that I use the most, and it blinks 3 times. Now what that is, it lights up in dim mode from dusk till dawn, and then it turns into full brightness when it detects motion within like 15 feet, 3 meters. And then the 4th mode, it blinks 4 times. And what that is full brightness when it detects motion, but it turns off completely when it doesn't detect it. In other words, it's off completely all night unless it detects motion, and then it comes on at full brightness. So those are the 4 modes. Now I use mode 3 most of the time. I like to have it in dim mode, and then when it detects motion, it comes on bright. So that's the mode that I'm going to set this at, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this on the 4x4, and then I will wait till dark and show you how this works.
Yes, I am backwards on a ladder. Just don't tell anybody. Nobody will know. I'm just going to eyeball this level. That looks level. My idea is if it looks level, it is level. Okay, let me grab the light. Now I have 8 of these lights all around my yard, and they're wonderful in my opinion, because we do have power outages here quite a bit. Okay, and then when I get it tight, I go ahead and spin this with some pliers. Just enough. Don't want to go too much. Now this may seem a little backwards from the way you should do it. The problem is that getting a screwdriver in here after this is on was a little tight for me. So you probably, if you want to make sure that this is tight and you don't want to risk reefing on this and spinning this too much, then you could put it this way. But see, I can't get this in here like this, and getting a screwdriver in here for me is just a little bit too tight, and so I just do it this way and it works perfectly fine for me. So, but use your own judgment. Oh yeah, we got to take these off. These were junk. And I should mention that these came highly recommended. They are absolute junk. So this is the way to go. I mean, they're cute, but they're not effective. All right, and now we wait for nighttime. Okay, so I waited for it to get really dark out. It's about 1 a.m. right now, and this is the dim setting. Now it's going to be like this all night long unless it detects motion. So let me walk up to it. Within 10-15 feet, it should detect me. Right about there. So that's probably about, I'd say that's about 10 to 15 feet. And you'll notice that it throws a really good spread. So right about here, now when I walk away, you notice that it didn't detect me anymore. When I walk up toward it, right about there. So look at the spread of it. It's a pretty good spread. It's like, I'd have to say this is a good 30 feet right here that it illuminates really well. I'd say 30 feet probably this way, and also probably 30 feet. So I'd say a good 15-foot radius that it illuminates really well. So there it is. I'm going to put 4 of these around the garden in each corner. And this is going to illuminate the perimeter of the garden. So I'm going to walk back here, and after a few seconds, it'll go back to dim. All right, well, there it is. And like I said before, I'll put a link in the description below to where you can go out and take a look at these. All right? Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you later.